What's the best sex advice anyone has ever given you? Don't expect someone to just know what you want. Tell them. If you don't like what's happening, say it. Some girls buck like a bronco when you eat them out. Don't be afraid to get your arms around their hips for better stability. When I'm chowing down on my girlfriend, I have to legit hold her stomach so she doesn't buck me off. A firm hand on the sternum, right between her breasts, and then another right above the bikini area locks her down right proper. She usually goes even crazier after I do that too. Someone told us to ditch the PJs and sleep naked. How much are we talking? 2 hertz to 4 hertz? Guys, when you're entering her, push just the head in and out for a bit. That feels so good. If I was already incredibly aroused and you just moved the head of your cock in and out of my opening for a bit. If you told me to bark like a dog. Woof. Babe. That move is kryptonite. To all men. Do not stay quiet. Moan. We like it. Don't use PRN as a reference. Not everyone is going to have a horse cock. And positions look as awkward as they seem when you're doing it. Your SX doesn't have the production quality of a PRNO. What? That guy with the camera isn't supposed to be there? Guys. If you can feel your fingernail when you scratch the inside of your cheek, then your nails are long. Anyone else just put their finger in their mouth? Forget about any hang-ups you have about your body. If you are at the point where clothes are coming off, the other person does not care about your perceived personal flaws. They just want to be with you. When doing it doggy style, have a woman lay completely flat on the bed with a few pillows under her stomach and waist. This creates a great angle for you enter her from behind. And deeper penetration. Ah. The prone bone. A man of taste, I see. Anticipation and foreplay. If you really build it up the right way, she'll be practically forcing you to her. As a woman. For ladies, don't be self-conscious about your body. Just go on top. He's going to think it's sexy as hell no matter what you think you look like. Edit. Thanks for the shinies. I showed my husband this. Use the underside of your tongue when going down on a girl. It's smooth unlike the top and feels better. My dad told me this when I was 18 and he dropped me off at college. He is a wise man. Then when it comes to said act, you suddenly think about your dad and how he knows it's good. Then you realize that your parents had to have sex and now you're thinking about your dad performing oral sex on your mum. Now your girl is staring at you as you've suddenly gone limp and starts thinking she's the issue. But you can't tell her you were just thinking about your parents. So you leave. Think less about what you can get from sex and more about what you can give to it. Make it mutual and not one-sided. Ask not what your can do for you. Never pull the anal beads out like you're rip-starting a lawnmower. I use the B-blade method. If she says don't stop, don't go harder. Do exactly what you are already doing. Edit. There's definitely too much dudes commenting who assume that I am female just because I somehow managed to understand the female orgasm. Don't be a dummy. Nut on her tummy. I only have 3 kids because of that advice. I was asking my friend how the hell to give my girl oral cause I suck ass at it and she tells me up front. He told me, it's not just about the tongue bro. There are tons of erogenous zones on a girl's body. Maybe stop thinking with your tongue and use your hands also, you moron. I looked up erogenous zones and kinda had a good visual sense for what to try to do. So I followed it. Started touching her more. Avoided the vaginal area completely and she came. Not advice someone gave me, but advice I want to give others. Your first time will be a little awkward and as a guy you might find it hard to keep it up or come. That's okay. The first time I had sex, which was actually with my current GF, I was so nervous but it was okay and she was accepting. Just relax. Try to enjoy. And let nature take its course. 1. Give directions. Every woman is different. How the hell is a guy supposed to figure out what you like if you don't let him know? 2. Give up control. Don't worry about your flaps, faces, noises, whatever. If I learned anything, it's that a man goes crazy for a woman that's with self-confidence. No one gave me this, but I think it's important to just relax and have fun. Stop trying to be the god of sex and you will have better sex. When doing an L, use lube. Plenty of lube. And when you think you've used too much, use more. At first, treat it like a butterfly on a flower, then gradually go down on her like a dog eating lasagna. Save the last quarter of an inch for someone you love. Only give them 2.75. Got it? Boys should keep their fingernails trimmed so that she doesn't get SCR head when he plays with her labia and clit. Stick them with the pointy end. Laugh because sex is really silly and awkward once you think about it. Slow down. Instructions unclear. Now going in reverse. Guys like it when you take charge. Most girls are really quiet and reserved, and when they get horny they don't really know what to do. I used to be one of those girls. But over time I learned that anytime I got horny I could just reach over and start handling my man's junk. He got super turned on by me just grabbing what I wanted. And it's honestly super liberating to have that power. I give him head almost every day just because I love hearing him moan. He never complains about how sex crazed I am. Even though I'm horny like 90% of the time. I love kissing his neck and grabbing his butt, and being on top is great. Guys aren't always wanting to be the ones who take charge. I wish I knew this sooner. Don't do it in Alabama. Edit. Thank you kind strangers for my first Reddit gold and silver. We should probably invest in lube companies with the imminent increase in popularity of an LSX across the Midwest and South. Edit 2. SX toys and sodomy are also illegal in Alabama. Duly noted. I don't know about the best advice, but the worst advice was something I read on a Reddit thread like this a while ago. The advice was basically saying, if you feel like you are going to come and you don't want to, try flexing your pooping muscles. Like you are going to poop. Apparently if the pooping muscles are engaged, you cannot come. Well, you can guess what happened. I was having sex and shat and came. Weirdest sex of my life. P. After sex. Uterus are no fun at all. Don't take it seriously. Ask first. Treat an L beads like a B-blade. Let it rip. Dirty talk is very underrated and underused and will be a big turn on for anyone. Especially in the moment you like that you eyeing. Don't try to imagine stuff or do math or whatever to last. Instead try to focus on unclenching your asshole. Make it about her. You'll get off. Because she is enjoying it. If you by chance don't get off, she will make up for it because you were so attentive. No one ever gave me sex advice. I've just been learning as I go. If anyone needs sex advice, here's the best I can give. For each individual sexual partner, communicate with them about what feels good. Then do more of that. Whenever your partner expresses interest in something that feels good or something they know will get them to orgasm, listen to them and do more of the stuff they like. Repeat as necessary. The more sex you have following this rule, the more satisfying the sex will become. Eater. Because I imagine some folks would need the inverse spelled out as well. If your partner tells you something hurts or doesn't feel good, stop doing that thing and never do that thing again. If something hurts someone else, it's unlikely you should ever try it again on anyone unless they ask for that thing. This tends to whittle down your sexual repertoire to only things that cause pleasure for your partner. Then the more you practice, the better you get. Use a sex wedge, a pillow, to bring her lower half a little higher to stop you sliding down the bed with each thrust. Just pick one. They all cost the same. Don't put your dick in crazy. You can use your tongue to funnel a woman's farts directly into your mouth. I regret learning how to read. Username checks out. My grandfather always says, eat your yogurt without a spoon. You thank me later. I never really understand why he said that. Now I understand and she thanks. My stepdad advised me to get really good at eating PSSY. He said 99% of women aren't going to mind if you practice. So go to town every chance you get. He was totally right. I've dated a lot of women who were way out of my league in terms of looks. Including ones who were just friends until I casually offered to eat them out when the opportunity arose. The key, if you're curious, is to insist on no reciprocation and no strings. In my experience, most women, like most men, are not going to turn down head. Even if they are not really attracted to you. As long as they don't feel like they have to do anything in return. Then almost without fail. Once I managed to get them in the bedroom and make them come, they were suddenly into me. Advice directly from a woman in reference to going downtown on your lady. Fellas. No matter how slow you think you're going, go slower. Does not apply to everyone. Step 1. Choose the right fedora. Step 2. Approach female from the distance. Step 3. Gently whisper lady and see if she is ready. Step 4. Pound her harder than your Thursday night magic opponent. Before a wedding, my mother-in-law told my wife blowjobs keep a marriage strong. My wife took that advice to heart. Our marriage is great. Cunnilingus is even better with a smooth, freshly shaven face. Orgasm control. Look into it. Isn't this just edging or slapping your balls? Shout out for all the people who came here searching for advice. Pay attention to her breathing. So long as she is still doing that, you're good. Most men like dogs. No grace. No skill. A few dozen thrusts and done. You need to be patient. Give her time. Your cock shouldn't go near her till she's slick as a baby seal and then you go inside. But slowly. Don't jam it in like you're spearing a pig. Remember condoms. Learn to give good head because a penis is not reliable. The only thing worse than waking up alone is waking up next to somebody you don't love. I can definitely say that is not universally true. It's fun. So have fun. Laugh lots. Nothing is embarrassing. Sloppy farting noises are funny. Enjoy yourself. Both of you. It's all fun and games until one of those farts get you while eating ass. Boy. You better stay away from that hoe. She'll put some on you that Ajax won't take off. I didn't listen. Caught crabs. When the girl is on her back and you're penetrating, put your fingers right at the top of her pubic bone, right where the head of your dick would be inside, and press down on it. This helps you hit her G-spot more aggressively. Success will vary. Lick the alphabet. Bad advice for Chinese speaking guys. As a man, if you didn't have a dick, how would you please your woman? Don't get pregnant. Don't have sex. Because you will get pregnant and die. If a girl jokes about having sex with you, it's a joke. This isn't always true. This often turns out to be one of many ways girls drop hints, which confuses guys even more. If you cannot laugh about having sex with the person you're having sex with, probably not a good idea to have sex with them. For dudes, do not be offended if your chick touches herself to get off while you are eyeing. If you act like I'm not allowed to touch myself because it makes you think your dick isn't good enough, sex stops right there and you will never see me again. I am one of those women who absolutely cannot orgasm with vaginal penetration alone. I love getting head, but I need clit stimulation at the same time. I don't expect my partner to be some 3-armed super coordinated sex wizard who can me right while also somehow stimulating my clit the exact same way I do while I'm masturbating solo. If you're not in bed by 10,